Hey everyone, so I said I'd teach Albus how to have a muzzle put on. I'm going to put this on our online platform, but I'm also going to make this one free on YouTube. So anyone who needs some extra help on getting their dog comfortable with the muzzle, especially in anticipation of their dog needing to wear one because it's an XL bully or it's been typed as one. Albus doesn't know what the muzzle is yet. He's never needed to wear one. He's always been okay. He's good in the vets. I should have taught him this by now, but I've just not. So this is muzzle. It fits him well. He's had it on for as long as I quickly just checked it fitted. So he's been lured into it. 2 pieces of food just to make sure it fits, and it does. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to put a piece of his food and I'm going to drop it into this muzzle. What he's going to do is he's going to sniff it out the muzzle. Good boy. And I want him to get comfortable putting his nose in here. Putting his nose in, not having his nose put in. Or not putting it on him. So, piece of food. Good boy. Piece of food. Good boy. Piece of food. And it's fallen through. Good. And it's all about comfort at this point. It's just me getting used to, good boy, or him getting used to, should I say, having this put on him. If he ever needs it at the vets, I'll be really glad I did this. I'm going to do this over a few sessions. This is just step 1, and I'll upload step 2 probably a few days from now once he's great. There's nothing in it, but we want this. We want our dog desperate to get in there, so he's just licking the crumbs and bits of oil or whatever was on there. Now, I'm just using Albus's normal food for this, but if you need to use something more high value, just go for it. Dude, oh my god, we want this. You might find that your dog is not as comfortable as this. Albus trusts me implicitly. We have a really good relationship. He wouldn't expect anything bad to happen here, but I know some rescues have had issues. Some dogs have had to have a muzzle in the past and they built up a negative association. Stop chewing the muzzle. So, I mean, you're making for a great example. His tail's wagging. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera or not, but there's no food in here at the minute. So what I'm going to do is a couple more times. I'm going to drop the food in, let him get it out. Cool. And then I'm going to start creating a little bit of a different game. Do this at a pace that your dog is comfortable with. I'm going to sit. I'm going to take the muzzle and I'm going to offer it to him without the food in. And if he puts his nose in, I'm going to give him some food. I'm going to mark yes to let him know that he did the right thing. Yes, good boy. He hasn't been through this before. He's just really clever. Be prepared that this will take longer if you don't have a border collie who is as intelligent as this lad. If you're working with an XL bully, I'm not saying they're unintelligent, but they don't have the same patterning skills as a border collie will, and they probably don't have the training structure that me and him have got in place, so it is a little bit unfair. There is a piece of food in there, which might be part of why he was doing so well there. There you go, freebie. So, I'm going to offer him the muzzle. Yes. And he's going to go in there because it smells nice. You can also do this by putting something good in there or smearing a bit of peanut butter or something like that. Yes. Good. If your dog's not putting their nose all the way in, but they touch the muzzle, they go to sniff it, or they look at it, or they paw at it, yes, mark yes and reward. The first thing is to teach your dog that this is the key to good stuff. Yes. Cool. And we rep this out. It's going to be boring. Yes. Good. And today, in this session, I'm not going to start messing around with the straps and trying to get it on him. That's not my goal here. And it's easy to misinterpret your goal. Yes, your goal is teach your dog that it's the best thing in the world, condition them to like having their nose in it before we start messing about with straps and all the rest of it. That will be step 2. Your goal is conditioning, not getting the muzzle on. Your brain is going to tell you, let's get the muzzle on, let's rush it, let's speed it up, because we're impatient creatures. Yes, cool. The good stuff comes when you go to, in, or near the muzzle. Yes, that was good enough. I should have probably rewarded that a bit quicker. That was bad timing on my part. We'll learn from that. I was hoping he'd go a little bit further in, but that's me rushing it, like I've just said. Yes. Albus seems to do well when I remove and reintroduce the muzzle. Cool. That's what's worked for him. If your dog's much more comfortable with the putting the food in and getting it out, perfect. You do that. Even if be a bit ridiculous, but you get your dog's entire meal, you stuff it in a muzzle, and you hold the muzzle, and they get into it. For step one, which is conditioning to enjoy it, which should take a good few days, don't rush this. Your dog's gonna need to wear a muzzle for years if they are part of the exempted list. Don't rush it. You've got until at least January, and then there's going to be a lot of fighting about and a lot of bureaucracy before the dog's, having to wear it all the time. And yes, having this kind of drive to get in it is really important. A game I'm going to play with him now, which I recommend you all play, is I'm going to make him chase, trying to get in the muzzle. That's always really good. Yeah, good. Flip the psychology a little bit. Let me in, instead of, oh, what's this? I don't want it near me. Yeah. I'd much rather that dogs never had to wear these. Of course I would. But I won't deny that they are one of the best things ever invented, because I'd have a lot more holes in me than I do as a dog trainer working with aggressive and reactive, fearful, nervous dogs. Yes! Because there have been many, many times I've been bitten. Luckily never to a point that's caused massive harm, but I've had bites, and sometimes off pretty intense dogs that were just giving me a warning. But I've had dogs muzzle punch me that were trying to do serious damage. So, this is step one. I'll see you in step two once you have a dog that is as willing to get in the muzzle as Albus is right now. That takes however long it takes. Don't rush it. I'll see you in the next one.